Good afternoon, everyone. We are jumping right into this one. Thank you for joining us for another Canadian weather live stream. We are covering out in Alberta today, possibly a bit of Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Right now, we have an ongoing tornado warning, so we are just going to jump right into the radar at this point. So we're going to just show you this is southeast of Lethbridge in Alberta. And we do have a strong storm here. I'll show you the track of this storm as it's come off the hills. It's moving almost due east, maybe a little bit southeast, about to get onto Highway 4. So we are going to, obviously, if you are in this tornado warning, you need to take shelter at this time. It is a strong storm. Let me paint a polygon out for this. Anywhere in this area, you need to be in shelter. So again, this is right over Warner, Alberta, right here at 4 and 36 and 504. So this storm is moving basically due east. That is our track here at this point. So our orange polygon is where you should be in shelter. If you do have the option, get into the basement. If you don't have that as an option, then obviously interior room with as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We do also recommend a bathtub for a little bit of extra protection, and then possibly a small bed over top of you. So that is where we've started off the afternoon. Obviously a quick start to things. Yesterday we sat around waiting for things to happen, and it basically in Alberta did not even unfold at that point. So right now we are concentrating on this tornado warning storm. It also has large hail into it. It isn't a large storm, but it is packing a punch. So we are trying to monitor all sorts of channels as well. So I'm just going to double check a few things here on the Alberta hashtag. We'll see if Braden Morriso has anything. No, he doesn't. I don't even know if he's out today, but let's take a look at Alberta storm and take a look here. So currently not seeing any. I saw a photo about 20 minutes of it ago. It was a very healthy storm, but right now, nothing new as of right now at 3:41 p.m. So again, jumping into this pretty quickly. Tornado warning storm to the southeast of Lethbridge, again over Warner, Alberta, and this is on Highway 4. So I'll try and cover some questions and stuff. I'll jump into the chat and we'll see what's going on. But right now we are concentrating on Alberta at this point. Again, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch all along the foothills. Right now, nothing really coming off of them. This is actually the first storm to the south here that did come off the hills or the foothills. And currently it is tornado warned. They've got some rotation strong on this. So we are going to watch this as it progresses. The last scan was 7 minutes ago. We'll wait for a new one here. Unfortunately, this storm is in between 3 radars. So what I mean by that is we have one northeast of Medicine Hat, one up by Calgary, and then we have a US one down by Great Falls. So you can see it's fairly far from all 3 of them. It is closest to Suffield in terms of being northeast of Medicine Hat. So that's the radar we are currently using to watch this. And again, it is moving just kind of almost due east as it comes off those foothills. It could change its direction, but right now that is the path at this time. So hopefully everybody's okay. And we don't have any confirmation on social media. Let me read the tornado warning from Environment Canada. They put this out at 3:31 p.m. 11 minutes ago, tracking a severe thunderstorm that's possibly producing a tornado. And it's saying the severe thunderstorm is located near Warner and is moving towards the southeast at 30 kilometers an hour. So it is not moving very quickly, and it is moving a little bit southeast. So we'll take a look and see what happens here, but definitely definitely just jumping in as quickly as possible with this tornado warned storm. Currently, we don't have any additional storms that are majorly concerning. They have been struggling as they come off the hills, as they did yesterday, but this one, again, first one out of the chute in that southern portion, and it is the one that got tornado warned. So I'm just going to take a look here. Still a little bit, the hail core did go down on it a little bit, and the shape of the storm doesn't look very organized at this point. However, again, with the tornado watch that is out as well, so we have a tornado watch around the Lethbridge area. I'll read that. We are still going to call for shelter at this point, again, in our orange polygon, so that narrows down which storm you're dealing with, and it is essentially just sitting over Warner on Highway 4, and that's where it's sitting currently, and again, moving east, southeast at this point. So I will read the tornado watch out as well, just as things get going here. So saying conditions are favorable for the development of severe thunderstorms, which may produce tornadoes, strong winds, large hail, heavy rain, also possible. They issued that 30 minutes ago, which was kind of our little bit of a heads up that they may tornado warn that storm. This expires in 6 hours. So again, around 10 p.m. is when that's set to expire. And it is circled from, where are we here? From the west, just west of Mountain View along Hills Spring, and then up to Fort McLeod, stretching back to Porcupine Hills public land use zone, roughly, and then over to Nobleford and up across, as you can see here on the map, and then down to the south from there. So right down to the Montana border. So that's what we're dealing with right now. I will give a summary on the rest of it over. They're just updating the tornado warning. So let's take a look what they have to say here. We'll see if there's anything updated. So it just says possibly producing a tornado at this point. So they have not changed the wording on that. I'm going to double check the wording on the Environment Canada website to make sure that that I'm not missing any information. And we'll go directly to the source for that. So bear with me for a second here. Okay, red warning. So no, they're just saying possibly producing a tornado. Obviously, again, in that orange polygon, we are calling for shelter at this time with the tornado watch out. And we will continue to monitor that portion of things from there. And again, I know a lot of people jumping in here, so we'll see whether it's going on here. Let me see here. There are going to be possibly storms in Saskatchewan. Yes, there are currently some ongoing in the northern portion of Saskatchewan. So near Fort McMurray, we have some isolated non-severe thunderstorms. There's not even any lightning on these. Unfortunately, if they do get lightning on them, they may be bad for forest fires, but right now, no lightning. So that is good news. Our furthest southernmost storm on the Saskatchewan is Ile à la Crosse, and that is a non-severe thunderstorm, but there is a severe thunderstorm watch out in place. And I don't think we have much going on in the south. And then we have a severe thunderstorm watch down by the southwest corner of Manitoba, so we are going to be watching storms there as well. There's some basic rain showers around the Winnipeg area and to the north as well, but those are non-severe. You can see where all our colors are right now with warnings and watches. Again, right now, this tornado warned storm right over Warner, Warner, Alberta. This is on Highway 4 southeast of Lethbridge at this time. We do have a couple of other severe thunderstorm warnings for those storms still in the foothills. However, they don't look that severe at this point. So just going to double check if they've updated anything here. So just obviously damaging wind gusts, the max values, loony to ping pong ball sized hail and heavy rain. So we are fairly condensed as to where our weather weather is right now. Again, Keisha Girl, thank you very much for the donation. Really appreciate the support for the channel. So we're going to wait for another scan here. 3:41 was our last scan. We're about 8 minutes between scans here before it comes out from Environment Canada. So we should see here in about 1 minute or less our next scan. So the rotation definitely looks to be much broader. I'm trying to keep up with social media just to see, because you can see the darker or brighter colors, I should say, in here, and now there's a lot less of it. So it does look like things are broadening out, but again, out of an abundance of caution, we are going to say to stay in shelter at this point. So let me just take a look here. Just seeing if there's any photos. So far, no photos out there of the storm. Yeah, okay. So far, like I said, not seeing anything right now, but we will go from there. So I'm just going to jump into a couple of chats. I didn't even get my laptop up and running. So bear with me for 1 second here so I can keep up with all my moderators and everybody. Okay. Okay, so I'm caught up on that. I'm just going to bring this up again. We are dealing with a tornado warned storm in the south of Alberta, just southeast of Lethbridge. That is our area of concentration or attention at this point. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch all along the foothills, just basically almost due east of Edmonton, down to the Montana border and along the foothills, essentially. So right now, Calgary, nothing happening up there. We do have a very minor storm here to the southwest of Nanton. It's been there for a while. That is non-severe at this point. It's barely raining, heavily out of it. So still non-severe storm in that aspect. So just watching what's going on with our storm to the south here. Still waiting for an update. We should have had one here by now, but haven't had one. So a bit of a delay on our latest scan. I'll see if I can watch it from another radar station. Let's see what our velocities look like from this one here. Definitely broad rotation, but we are very high up in the storm. That's the other thing that's an issue, because we are so far from all of the radars. We are reading quite high into the storm, so we're blind on the bottom half of the storm at this point. So let me switch back to Suffield. Still no update on that one, so hopefully that's not going to be an issue. What else? Good to see you, Chris. Always enjoy having you in the chat from upstate New York. For those that don't know, we broadcast from Eastern Ontario, and we obviously cover as much of Canada as we can at this point. So what else? Just getting a comment. Tabor, Alberta, it's black looking towards this storm, like black in lots of letters, but still sunny, calm here. And this is just sitting over, again, Warner, Alberta, just along Highway 4, not really moving very quickly. Again, you can see this. I'll bring it back, and it dropped a little bit southeast just as it went tornado warned. So we are still in that situation where we're calling for shelter. However, the way the scans have been looking, the threat looks to be going down at this point. The rotation has definitely been a lot broader, meaning wider. So that is good news. However, we can't see the bottom half of the storm. So right now, still watching channels here to see if anybody's posting anything on social media that I can pick up anywhere. But we'll see what's going on. Don't know if I have. Yeah, Veronica's in the chat here, one of my moderators. So thank you, Veronica. Appreciate you being here. And what else? So yeah, we do. I'm just scanning the things. Rick is in here as well. Thank you as well. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we are good right now. We will update people on a few things here as we kind of get away from this tornado warning storm over the next few scans. And we are still not getting updates from CAS-U at this point. So let me, which is Suffield, sorry. I'm just going to see if it's still showing. Yeah, it's still showing as being online. If they do go offline, they get they get a red pill instead of this green pill when we select it. So I'm just double checking to make sure that it's still online, but it's obviously a scan missing here or not come out on time. So we'll wait to see if that comes back. So right now, again, just sitting over Warner, Alberta, and along 504 and 4, that's where it's sitting at this point. So we will see what happens, and then we'll update everybody from there on the rest of what's going on. Again, nothing much else happening at this time. We do have some storms way to the north on the Alberta side and the Saskatchewan side, but those are all non-severe isolated storms at this point, and we'll see if those change up or not as the evening progresses. We are expecting storms up there and possibly in Manitoba as well, so we are going to watch the severe watch in the southwest corner of Manitoba. I'll update folks on that while we're here. So this is for Manitoba from the Saskatchewan border all along the North Dakota border, right basically to where highway, 75 through Manitoba heading south to the U.S. So Winkler, Altona, Morris, Roland, all of those, Morden, you guys are all in this severe thunderstorm watch. I'll pull up the wording. They're just saying a frontal system approaching southern Manitoba is ushering moist, unstable air mass favorable for the development of severe thunderstorms. These thunderstorms will have the capability of producing all modes of severe weather, including large hail, strong wind, heavy rain, and the wording of tornadoes is in there. So we need to keep weather aware in southwest Manitoba. If you do get a warning, take it seriously. We will be covering this as we do other locations as well. So that's the plan at this point. So they're saying storms are expected to form late this afternoon or by early evening, 5 to 7 p.m. local time, and move east-southeast through the watch area. So they're going to essentially just kind of curl through southwest Manitoba and, cross the U.S. border back, it looks like, further to the east. So let's get back out here to our tornado warning storm and jump on that. Here we do have an update, so it has moved a little bit. Rotation does look quite broad on this. Let me kill off our drawing and change this up because we've gotten it moved now. So anywhere in this box right now, currently still going to say that you need to be in shelter at this point. So anywhere in this polygon, so right east of Highway 4 at Warner, and this is moving basically east, but with a bit of a southeast track on it. So just need to keep that in mind. Andrew, good to see you in the chat. What else? Just trying to figure out things here. Yeah, the Mikey saying, yeah, came here for a tornado warning in Warner County, and that's what we have highlighted here on our screen. Again, storm not moving very quickly. The rotation definitely looked tighter earlier on, a few scans ago. Right now, we're saying the threat level has definitely diminished on this. It's still in an environment that could produce, but we are watching this as it is in that tornado watch area, and we are still recommending shelter in our orange polygon. As you can see, the Environment Canada box is much larger, goes way to the north by Rentham. You don't need to worry about anything. This is to the south of you and moving eastward. They have now pushed the box way out to the border. So a lot of people are going to be getting a warning down here, Writing on Stone Provincial Park. What other areas are down here? I don't know if there's any kind of cities or towns Let me just take a look. Doesn't look like it, so fairly remote area, but still they're moving that to the southeast out ahead of this storm. Our polygon is a little more narrowed down, so again, within this polygon, that is where we are recommending shelter, and you can see how this has moved over the last little while. So moving slightly southeast, but more with an easterly component to it, and they've just expanded that box, so you'll still be getting some warnings. You get repetitive warnings, unfortunately, with the way our system works. As long as that box stays out there and they don't shrink it back, you're still going to get a warning if the storm has passed over you and moving eastward. If you're to the west or to the north, you're going to get repetitive warnings. So we should be we should be good right now with the information. Again, just monitoring what we see here on the rotation or velocity scans. It is still a bit of rotation in there, but a lot weaker than it was showing earlier. So that's the good news right now, and it's the only storm right now that we are concerned about. The rest of them feel like they're fairly weak, especially up towards Nanton. That storm just sitting there raining, only has a bit of dark red on it, so not really getting to the severe component, other than if it's parked over the same area continually raining, it will exceed 50 millimeters. So yeah, got back-to-back warnings on I'm on warning 9 now. Yeah, that's the problem again with the system, the way it is. Unfortunately, the way they work things is you've got this giant box right now out here, and the storm is just due east of Warner. It's kind of on the very edge of Warner, and that's why we draw in our orange polygon, so we narrow down where you need to be concerned about things. Again, that is the roughly where we're talking about at this point. So if you are anywhere in that box, be in shelter, basement ideally. If you don't have that as an option, then we would recommend a room, an interior room with as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And bathtub makes a good option for that, and it gives you a little bit more extra protection, and then maybe a small mattress over yourself to give you, protection from debris in the worst case scenario if there actually is a tornado that does impact where you are. Okay. Just going to connect my audio up with Connor as well. So there we go. So here's our next scan. So we just got it. Rotation looks super broad on this at this point. Still gonna say shelter at this point, but this is our area of concern where we have that orange polygon again, and it is moving almost easterly. It might be drifting slightly southward. However, right now just going east at this point. But definitely the threat level is much lower than we started when we started here 25 minutes ago. Things do look better on these scans for rotation. We don't have any confirmation of anything getting down to the surface. Again, we are blind on the bottom half of this storm just because it's really far from radar. And I'm just looking to see here if there's anything else posted anywhere. So right now we are good. I'm going to try and bring Connor in here at some point later, but right now Connor is off the stream, so he can help out. But I've got, again, a couple moderators in here. Melissa's in here as well. So we've got 3 moderators in here, so awesome. We are good to go there. So Marcy Wolf, scared. I'm scared in Standoff. I'm assuming Standoff is a town. Let me just take a look here. Alberta. I don't know why it's in counts. No, I don't have Standoff, so I can't find that. But right now, if you are in the orange box, which again is along 504, west of Warner, east of Warner, and east of Highway 4, you need to be in shelter at this point. Outside of this orange polygon, you are not in any danger at this time. Again, it is a very large box that they've put out. That's why we draw our own, just so we can narrow it down for viewers. So the area right where this pink is, that would be roughly where we would be concerned about the rotation. And again, it is moving eastward. So that is the only area right now that we're calling for. And again, we're saying the threat level looks to be lowering. So not increasing, not more dangerous as we saw at this point. So okay, so Standoff is a town on the Blood Reservation in Alberta. So, yeah, there's a bunch of warnings again down southeast of this along 501, 500 area. And again, writing on Stone Provincial Park. In my mapping software, we don't have everywhere. So, I try to get as accurate information. But currently, this orange box that extends from Highway 4 to 877 roughly along 504 is where you need to be in shelter. Outside that, again, if you're back to the west, you're to the north, you have nothing to worry about. And even far southeast currently, you right now do not have to be concerned. This is just, again, moving eastward at this point. So we'll see what happens, but we will update you as things go on as well. So we have a bunch of people monitoring the social media channels. So if we do see something that we can share or get a confirmation on anything, we will let you guys know as soon as possible. Let me just switch over here. See if there's anything. Nope. That doesn't do anything. Okay. So for now, like I said, things are looking better. I'm getting less and less concerned about the storm in terms of the rotation, just because of the way the velocity scans have been coming out. If you're new here, the velocity scans are what direction the wind is moving in, which is when we switch over. Let me bring it up here. When you see green, that is moving towards radar. Red is moving away from radar. Where we get really tight and bright colors of both, that is where we get concerned about rotation. Again, this is far away from radar, so we are reading much higher up into the storm. That's something that has to be taken into account, but that leaves us also blind below where we're reading in the storm, because obviously curvature of the earth, straight beam going out from the radar, it does rise as the earth curves away from it. So like I said, right now this velocity scan definitely looks a lot better, feeling far more better for people in front of this storm. And again, the threat level going down, it's not as concerning. We are just doing this recommending shelter out of an abundance of caution at this time, and we'll continue to do so. We're waiting for another scan here in about 2 minutes, so we should have that updated here. So there is no confirmed tornado on this that I have seen. I am looking on social media. None of my moderators have found one. Connor is on looking as well. So right now, not seeing anything that would be confirmed on the ground. So let me take a look here. Yeah. Okay. So far we are pretty good at this time. Again, not seeing any confirmations on the ground. And it does not look like this is the storm has picked up intensity. It's actually gone down, and you can see that right now. The pink has disappeared out of the storm. So pink represents usually when you're getting to hail, and what creates hail is a very strong updraft. That strong updraft is the same thing that will help a storm spin. And right now we're seeing some spin way at elevation. So let me just take a look here. We're about 10,000 feet off the ground. So this is roughly almost 3.5 kilometers up, straight up at this point. And I'm just going to switch over here just to look at reflectivity. So right now, still going to call for shelter based on this scan. Storm may be trying to reorganize itself, and we are saying again east of Highway 4, along 504 and 877, still saying that you need to be in shelter at that location or that area. And again, basement is ideal. If you don't have that as an option, then an interior room with as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Bathtub is a recommendation just because it gives you a little bit of extra protection. If you've got a small mattress or something that you can put over top of you just to protect you in the worst case scenario. So that's what's unfolding right now, and I'll show you the path of this storm as you can see it right here. We are zoomed way in. Again, this is by Warner, Alberta, along Highway 4 southeast of Lethbridge. So I'm backing that out so we can watch what's going on here. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so right now, just keeping up with the chat here, and that's what we've got going on. So we are still going to wait here for another couple scans. Probably the next scan, we'll see what that looks like, and then make a call from there. So we narrow it down. Again, if you are just jumping in, this big red box that's from Environment Canada goes all the way to the Montana border. You don't need to be concerned down there. This is just in the orange polygon that we have drawn. That narrows down where this storm is and where the concern is. The rest of it back to the west of Highway 4, you're not in danger. North of this, you're not in danger. Southeast of this, currently at a larger distance, obviously, you are currently not in danger. So again, in our orange polygon is where we are highlighting the area that we recommend shelter at this point. So we'll take a look at things. I'm just going to jump out here and give me 1 second. Kill that off. Okay. And okay, so we're up to speed here. Everybody's up to speed. Okay, so that's where we're at this point. So right now, things are, again, the threat level has gone down since we started. Scans are not looking as dangerous. I don't believe that there's a tornado threat that is imminent at this time. Again, we're waiting out of an abundance of caution because we do have a bit of rotation. It is high up in the storm, but we're going to see what the next scan looks like at this point. So what else? Okay, so again, started this over Warner is essentially where this was when we started things. So again, around 504, 36 and 4 is where this started. And as you can see, it has moved eastward at this point. So no other storms right now too concerning. I'm going to switch radars here. The one by Nanton, as it's coming very slowly off the hill, you can see these orange, yellow, greens, and blues. That's on the light end of the precipitation scale. It is dying off at this point. So we do have some storms still over Hill Spring. That's in the hills, definitely showing some hail in that, but it is far from radar as well. So that is why this storm is severe warned for the area right by Hill Spring and Glenwood area. And currently there's some hail indicated on that, could be larger, but again, we are reading pretty far from radar. Just taking a look back up to the north around Edmonton, a couple of little cells trying to come off the hills by Rocky Mountain House, but we'll see what those do. The tradition for storms along the foothills is they take their time coming off, and usually when they come out, a lot of them end up dying off. So we'll see whether that's the case or not this afternoon. Currently, no other severe warnings out there other than, I think, around Fort McMurray. Let me see what they've got up here. That's expired. So this box with the thick yellow line, that is a warning. The thin yellow line is just a watch. So we can actually read through those as well. So a thunderstorm watch, it's active for another 8 hours. And they are saying, obviously, that severe thunderstorms are capable this evening, producing strong winds, large hail, heavy rain. And they're also calling for possible funnel clouds on these storms. So what that means is you'll get that laminar funnel coming out of the base of the cloud. Vast majority of the time, they don't come to the surface. But if they do, then at that point, you've obviously got a tornado. So it's one of those situations that you have to monitor it, but you may see funnels, and we see them all the time where we have a funnel and it just kind of lowers down, hangs out for a minute or 2 or 3, and then comes back up. So that's what they're warning for there. Let's take a look on the Saskatchewan side. I was going to say I expect the wording to basically be the same. So they're talking about this afternoon, this evening, strong wind gusts, heavy rain, and large hail. And then obviously funnel clouds are also possible on the Saskatchewan side at this point. So that's kind of where we're at this point. So let me swing back down to our storm. Let's see when our next update just came out. Let's take a look. I did see still a bit of rotation in it. Let's move our box. It's still high up. Just looking here. Just reading a comment from one of the moderators. Okay, just gonna give a thumbs up to that. Okay, let's take a look at this. So we're gonna move our box. We no longer need to worry about further back to the west. So I'm just gonna kill that off, and we'll update the box here. Right now, that is our box as far as this storm is concerned. We're still calling for being in shelter at this point. There are some stronger rotations. I'm just going to see how high up. We're still at 10,000 feet, so significantly high again up there. But right now, this would be our polygon for the storm as it's slowly moving eastward. That's all it's been doing, with a little bit of a southerly kind of dip in it. So that's what we're watching right now, and we'll see if this goes down. So what else? Sylvie, thanks for dropping into the chat. Really appreciate it. Always good to see you. What else? Okay, still not getting any information out of Alberta, not seeing any confirmation of anything on the ground. No chasers currently posting about this storm that I can see. So we'll continue to monitor it to see if anything comes up. And let's just take a look and see if we've got any photos, but it doesn't look like it there. Okay. So we'll continue to update you folks. Right now, our little orange polygon is where we are recommending shelter at this point. The big red box, obviously, if you're back to the west of this, you don't need to be concerned. If you are north of this, again, don't need to be concerned. This is the only storm, and it does look like it's struggling a little bit, so we will watch it a little bit longer. The hail did pick up on it at this point. You can see how we have about 5 pixels of pink. So that again is indicating a storm that has an updraft that is intensifying since the last scan, and that sometimes can enhance the rotation. So we'll take a look at that and see if that continues to be the case. I'm just double checking the tornado warning. It was issued or updated 19 minutes ago, issued 20 minutes ago. So we'll see if they continue to extend it. Again, threat level with this storm looks to be subsiding compared to where it was earlier. So I think we're definitely in a decent place with it. It's still a strong storm, lots of precipitation on it, obviously some hail, wind and lightning, but the tornado aspect is we're definitely not at zero, but we're definitely gotten down to the bottom end of the scale at this point. So and then we'll take a look up here. Shelby asking about storms through Airdrie. Right now, up by Calgary area, there's absolutely nothing going on. But there is potential this evening, afternoon, and evening. So you still need to stay weather aware if you are in any of these yellow boxes that we see around the west side of Alberta, North Saskatchewan, and then southwest. Excuse me, Manitoba. You need to stay weather aware today. If you do get warnings, please take them seriously. That's what they're there for. And, have an action plan in place before don't do it at the last minute before it's too late type scenario. So, okay, we are 4:11. We're about 2 minutes away from our next scan right now. Yeah, the fires in Ontario are definitely bad. And let me take a look here. Just getting a comment. I'm going to share that this is from Kyle Britton. He definitely does a lot of stuff on fires. He used to actually fight fires. He's out of Calgary. And there's a photo he posted here, so you guys can follow him on social media. It's Bad Weather Kyle is his name. I'm going to share this with folks because we are getting some questions about fires. And basically he posted here, just put the fires out. Ever seen a boreal wildfire? I have. I used to fight them. When the fire behavior becomes extreme, you're not getting close to them. The radiant heat from a crown fire is face melting from hundreds of meters away. So, and this is what you basically are faced with, is a wall of fire. Those are probably 40, 50 foot tall trees, maybe even taller than that. Flames are hundreds of feet in the air. So this is not just water bombers, not going to put that out in one shot. That is very dangerous. So again, Kyle Bertain really knows his stuff with the fire stuff. So if you do want to check stuff out, across Canada, he has a great platform. It's a Bad Weather Kyle. You can find him on X and on Facebook as well. So let's take a look. Here's our latest scan on radar. Let me pull that back up. Rotation has definitely broadened out and subsided on this storm. We are probably in the next scan going to say that you no longer need to be in shelter with this storm unless something changes. So let me take a look here. So we are definitely on the downtrend for that rotation aspect, but still, as you can see on this scan, the pink colors have come back, which will give you some decent sized hail. This will probably be toonie sized, maybe slightly larger as this moves again slightly southeast of 504 heading towards 877. And our polygon is the orange one. The red one is from Environment Canada, just the way our warning system works. You don't have to worry about anything if you are to the west of this. If you are north of it, it is not coming in your direction. This is just moving east, southeast at this point. So, they have pushed the warning out to the southeast all the way to the Montana border. Right now, it's not likely to get down into that area, but we will update you folks as things go along here, just to make sure that we keep you informed. But right now, I'm not as worried again about people out in front of this storm at this point for the rotation aspect of it. So let me just take a look here. I see a comment from Mike Scantlin. Always good to see you on the stream, Mike. Hope you're doing well. Buddy of mine from Oklahoma. So it's always cool to have Mike's the guy who's taught me most of what I know. Definitely learned a ton from Mike Scantlin. So he chases in the U.S. Obviously, Oklahoma's home base for him. So he gets to the big stuff. But always good to see him in the chat. Okay, so right now, again, I'm going to just zoom back out here so we can understand what's going on. We have this one little tornado-warned storm to the southeast of Lethbridge. Again, we are on the bottom end of the threat level for this storm. Not as concerned about it compared to when we started 45 minutes ago. Just so folks understand, tornadoes generally, 90% of them roughly are on the ground for 2 minutes or less. So since we've been here 45 minutes, we haven't seen any posts of any kind of confirmation on the ground. It is very unlikely that there's anything still ongoing, but again, out of an abundance of caution, that's why we are narrowing it down to our small area in that orange polygon. So let's just take a look around the rest of the province right now. Storm by Nanton is almost dead. It's raining there, but that's kind of like the equivalent of your lawn sprinkler kind of rain. Nothing severe on that aspect. And then we have two storms. I'm going to switch radars, and we can't even call them storms. They're little pushes here off the foothills west of Rocky Mountain House. Those are coming off the foothills, but they don't seem to be sustaining in any way. However, lots of time left in the day. We are only 4:20 p.m. In the afternoon, and these watches are out till the tornado watch is out till 10 p.m. Alberta time, and the severe thunderstorm watch, I think they're pushing till 8 hours, so midnight roughly in that area. So that is the story in Alberta on the southern end, and then we have our watches to the north that we walked you folks through on the north side of Alberta, way up by Fort McMurray, and then the opposite side in Saskatchewan. Right now, these are just isolated, non-severe storms at this point. Some areas are pockets of heavy precipitation, but there's thankfully not a whole lot of lightning up there, so that is good news. So right now, things looking pretty good. And we are monitoring in the southwest corner of Manitoba. Want to give a shout out to my nephew Evan, who's actually in Winnipeg playing football for Team Ontario against all the rest of Canada under 18. So he's playing. I was going to hopefully watch it, but that's not the case at this point. So hopefully Evan's team can pull out another win. They beat BC the other day, and we'll see whether that's the case. But just wanted to give him a shout out on the live stream here. So proud of him, and I hope he does well today and they bring home another win, and we'll see where they go on from there in the tournament. So let's take a look here. So right now, 4:17 p.m., we're about a minute or less out from our next scan. Again, feeling pretty good about this storm, and hoping that at this next scan I can tell you folks that shelter is no longer required. The tornado warning from Environment Canada is still active for another 32 minutes at this time, and you can see how big that box is. Again, to the west and north, you don't need to worry about it. So we'll take a look here. What else? Go Evan. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. He's a little superstar. Whole family plays football basically. So they've got some athletes in my brother's side of the family. So SEW, thank you very much for the donation. Really appreciate that, and the kind words. I'm glad people are enjoying the stream and the platform as well. So always good to hear that when we put in all the work and effort. So definitely comes. It is very much appreciated. So just taking a look at a couple things here. So far, like I said, we are looking good, folks, on the tornado side of things. Still not seeing anything anywhere on social media. Here is our next scan, and definitely the rotation aspect has died off on this storm. We are going to say that right now you are good to not need shelter at this point based on our side of things. Still tornado warned from Environment Canada. However, the rotation aspect has definitely subsided off this storm, and I'll watch if you are still want to stay in shelter. Obviously that's up to you guys, but we are saying we're not as concerned about it at this point, just based on the last several scans and the way this storm has behaved. Still dropping a little bit southeast, so right now sitting Over 504 and 877 is where our hail is. This again would be probably loony sized or smaller hail at this point. Rotation again quite broad and elevated on this storm, so again not concerned about this one like we were earlier when we started the stream. So hopefully that helps people out, and again, if you feel like staying in shelter out of an abundance of caution, absolutely do so, but this point it is definitely looking a lot better than when we started the stream earlier on. So what else? So yeah, right now that's the only real thing to talk about. We have one storm here on the very edge of Montana, the U.S. border. It is on the Alberta side, but this is by 62 and 501. Heavy rainmaker, a little tiny amount of hail in there. So that is one area to highlight and why it's showing as being severe warned. I'm just going to see what's my closest. Well, it's saying that radar. So east of Hill Spring, there's still hail indicated on that. Thank you very much, RPM. Really appreciate the donation as well. Thank you very much for the support. What else have we got here? So this storm still indicating hail. This is kind of north west of Cardston and along Highway 2 there, and it does indicate some larger hail. This is high up in the storm, but on the surface I would probably say loony sized or smaller hail at this point as things progress. This is moving essentially due east. Most of our storm motion today is due east at this time. Further north, I think it'll be northeast. Storm by Nanton is almost dead at this point. That's a garden variety shower, as I call it. What else have they done here? They're updating severe box down here, so we'll switch back to that in a moment, and we'll see what the latest update is on that. So they've changed, so they've reduced the size of the box and they've expired it. So again, Environment Canada has the same thought process here as us, that this is no longer a concern. So the the tornado warning has been dropped at this point. So it's no longer in effect. Just, you can see that at the very top, tornado warning expires in 1 hour. That is a warning that has expired. So no longer a threat on this storm, as we mentioned earlier. And Environment Canada just killing off that tornado warning. So that's still a severe storm, meaning that it's got some decent hail in it, loonies or smaller at this point, with some heavy rain, little bit of lightning. We're only seeing a couple of lightning strikes on this, not very much lightning as well. So it is definitely still got some potent precipitation in it. The winds again don't look very strong, so just heavy rain at this point, moving east southeast, and that's the story right now. Let's just take a look up here. Still watching these storms out by Rocky Mountain House, but those storms are struggling. The environment definitely seems similar to yesterday, where the severe aspect of it from across Alberta looked to be downtrending. There was a little bit of smoke as well involved, and maybe you guys can update us in the chat if you are anywhere in these severe thunderstorm watches where you see along the foothills and obviously on the southern portion of Alberta. Just let us know what you guys see for smoke. Satellite imagery was down for a day and a bit, or half a day maybe, or somewhere in that neighborhood. So we've been kind of blind in that regards, but now it's back. So just wanted to get a feel for what the kind of the smoke, if there's any haze, that kind of thing. If you can throw it in the chat, that would be awesome. So here is our latest scan. I'm just going to switch up here just to see where it cuts off for us. So I'm going to take a look in that bottom corner. Don't see a lot of smoke. I do see some up here by Kamloops. You can see a kind of a gray haze, and that's where you'll see that smoke from wildfires. in southern Alberta, it does not look too bad. There may be a little bit of it just based on satellite imagery, but that's always why it's good to get confirmation from folks that are on the ground, just what you're seeing. Satellite imagery is not always the easiest to read for that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to kill that off, and then we'll take a look at things here. So right now, I'll check out the rest of the radars in Saskatchewan. So we do have some pop-up isolated storms to the east of Meadow Lake, but these are non-severe, but obviously initiating out there, so we'll keep an eye on those. A couple more storms a little bit further north. These would be at Ile à la Crosse. And again, non-severe at this point, folks, so not of concern. They are just isolated storms with some heavier pockets of precipitation, but they are pretty small at this point. Let's take a look at southern Saskatchewan. Nothing to report there. And then into Manitoba, there's nothing to report there. So right now, things are looking good, other than obviously in the bottom corner of Alberta, which is where we've had a bit of action. And we have our tornado watch out there as well. And let's take a look. Hail has picked up on this storm again. Just going to make sure. So the hail size is going up on this storm. Right now, we've got some very bright pinks, so we are probably getting toonie size to possibly ping pong ball sized hail. This is due south of 504 and west of 877. Gold Spring Hutterite Colony is out there. This is to the northeast of Milk River on Highway 4. So that's where we have hail, and it is dropping east southeast, so a little bit of a southeast track on it as well. So what else? What else? I just laughed at a comment. Yeah, Connor's got a bit of a migraine. That's why he's staying off camera, but he's helping out in the chats and everything, as long as as well as the moderators. So appreciate his help. And my moderators help as well. So just seeing here, no smoke yet around Raymond, Alberta. Thank you very much for that update. Deep South Calgary has good air quality. Perfect. That is good to hear. And what else? Storm isn't necessarily reviving. The updraft definitely picked up on this, but you can have what we call pulsing storms, where they'll go through, either they'll pulse constantly up and down, or it's going through a cycle. So that's why we have to continue to monitor things, just to make sure that nothing else happens. But right now, this is just a large hailmaker with obviously lots of precipitation, not a lot of lightning on it. And generally, lightning is kind of a cheat code to know how strong a storm is. If you get a ton of lightning associated with it and it shoots it, fires it far out ahead of the storm, that's a storm you need to pay attention to. It's kind of just a little indicator that we look at for that kind of stuff. So definitely right now, good hail in this storm. And again, we're probably saying ping pong, between toonie and ping pong right now would be roughly my guess based on this latest scan. And that was 5 minutes ago. So we still need a few minutes before things go from there. So Jordan, good to see you in the chat as always. Brett, good to see you in there as well. We're going to obviously monitor what's happening here, but anybody that had a tornado warning, it is over with at this time. So the warning for the storm is over. The watch is still out for, till 10 p.m. roughly Alberta time. So that's what we're looking at this point. And I'm just going to double check a couple of things here on my phone. Okay, Pretty quiet everywhere else, folks. I mean, I'll just zoom out here. You can see where a lot of the wildfires are, where these gray boxes are. These dark gray boxes, those are all air quality statements. So you can see through Manitoba, Northern Ontario, a lot of wildfires going on in Ontario. I can give you a bit of an update on that. Thunder Bay area, quite a few wildfires going on, and the smoke is carrying off southeast across the lakes into southwest Ontario, even slightly just towards Kingston into eastern Ontario. So a lot of smoke that we're dealing with. Let me pull up our fire map for Ontario. I'll show you folks what we've got going on here while we're waiting for our next scans. But these are all the wildfires that are ongoing. So red are ongoing. The zones or the danger ratings for fire, obviously high is yellow, red is extreme, as you can see here. And any ones of these that are orange, just got Rick, thank you very much for gifting those memberships. Really appreciate that, to the Sunshine Club. What else? Oh, and we just got a donation from Jason as well. Thank you very much for that donation by E-Transfer. So again, we're looking at all these wildfires that are currently ongoing, and you can see that huge amount of them in northwest Ontario. Anything that has an orange indicator on it is a new fire. Red is existing, and you can click on this through the Ontario Forest Fire info map. That is where we have all of our forest fires going at this time. So tucked in by Manitoba, essentially, from kind of Thunder Bay area back to the west and north from there, just tons of forest fires. And some of these are large. So that's what we have going on there. Let me come back in here. And sorry, I'm going to see something here. Just trying to pull up a smoke map for you guys. So, let's see here. So right now, I'm going to zoom into Canada, and we'll show you guys what's happening with our smoke that you can see. So obviously, the hot spot is Ontario right now. When you get into those dark brown colors, that is on the extreme side of smoke coverage. So this is what's transpired over previously, and now this is looking forward. So this is kind of like a future cast for where the smoke will be, but it is only a model. So again, take it with a grain of salt, but this is what we're expecting as far as smoke. So Ontario going to get blanketed in it over the next few days. Most of Ontario should be covered by it, and obviously down into the US as well as things progress here. So this is quite a bit of smoke that is happening from these wildfires all over, but the concentration is in Ontario at this point. So yeah, we'll swing back here. So that is also another thing that's going on, and we are monitoring as things progress. But definitely a big problem with wildfires in northern Manitoba, northern Saskatchewan has some, and then northwest and northern Ontario. It's been pretty bad. So let's take a look here. 4:35 p.m. This is our latest scan. Hail core did go down a little bit on our storm. That is northeast of Milk River. You can see here we had big bright pink pixels all over the place, and now the hail core has shrunk down a little bit. No rotation of any concern in that storm currently on that scan. Still gonna say probably loony sized to maybe toonie sized hail in this. So it is pulsing up and down, just so you guys know that. And again, moving southeast, but right now that is essentially the only game in town. Let me just switch over to our other radar. Again, Cardston to the the north of you, there looks to be obviously heavy precipitation, and there's probably loony to toony sized hail in this further away from the radar, so it looks worse than it actually is, but definitely still some good hail in that, and it is moving again essentially eastward here, as you can see. Not very quickly. We're talking maybe 30 kilometers an hour at this point. So let's go back up here. Rain showers here by Stavely to the west of there. North of Fort McLeod, we have some basic showers. This is nothing at all to be concerned about. Our severe warning here by Nanton is expired 33 minutes ago. It just doesn't disappear till an hour out. And let's take a look here at Rocky Mountain House. There's a little storm trying to fight here. It's been sitting here this whole time, and I'll show you the cycle on the radar just so you can see what those storms have been doing. But they've been literally just kind of parked there trying to come off the foothills, essentially. And sometimes they manage to come off the foothills, and then we have to pay attention to them as well. So. Oh, okay. Perfect. Connor just sent me an image here, so I'll share that with you guys about the fire smoke as well. So we're just going to take a satellite view here. Let me bring this up. And right now, that's our view of the Great Lakes, and you can see all of this smoke training in from the northwest, so back from northern Ontario, northwest Ontario, moving through the Great Lakes and down south into the U.S. Lots of smoke into the U.S. area. I've seen people complaining in the U.S. about our wildfire smoke, but at the end of the day, it doesn't belong to anybody, and it's all part of how nature works, unfortunately. And I feel awful for those people that are actually being affected by the wildfires themselves, obviously doing a lot of damage. So I know there's a lot of relief efforts out there trying to help folks with that. So again, pretty quiet right now, not a whole lot going on. The only thing we had why we jumped on was this one tornado warned storm here that started by Warner on Highway 4, and that has since lost its intensity in terms of rotation. You can see the hail has dropped out of this storm, so we are now on a cycle of a downtrend or weakening. We will see if it swings back up again, and that's kind of what you see in patterns with storms. So let's just take a look at some velocities. No rotation in there that's concerning. Hail on this scan at 4:41 p.m. is much smaller. This is probably grapes at the most. So grapes or smaller at this point for that storm for hail, and that is the only thing to really talk about. So let me grab a drink. I'll have to change that out. If you guys have any questions for weather and stuff that I can try and answer, I'll do my best. The more technical stuff, well, I mean, we can answer probably most of it, but Connor is our forecaster, and he does all the drilling and the data for the most part, and I just look at a day out, that kind of thing, so I don't look long term. I'm a skeptic, let's put it that way. For long-term models, I don't trust them. I've been bitten by them too many times. So what else? Okay, let me see if there's any more comments. Mosquitoes. Oh, yes. I can only imagine what the mosquitoes are like across the prairies at this point. I can see in videos when people are storm chasers are posting videos up, you can actually see the mosquitoes in there. They're so good. So, or so big, I should say. I do not want to be out there because mosquitoes love to come after me. So, what else have we got going on here? Yeah, that's definitely a lot of smoke that we were showing you guys. What else? Oh, Mark's in the chat. I just noticed Mark is here from British Columbia. Good to see you in the chat as always. I try to keep up as much as I can, but how are the fires out there, Mark, where you were? I think you're somewhere near Kelowna, possibly. I know there were a few fires in that area. Hopefully those have subsided for you guys. The smoke map definitely showed that things are not as bad in BC as they were, so that's always good news. What else? So just, yeah, seeing some consistent reports of possible funnels in the Warner area or Sterling area. So I've seen multiple reports of that. Thankfully, it didn't, I hope it didn't get to the surface. That's always a good thing in that regard. So Carmen, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being here. What else? Oh, Mark is out in Saskatchewan. He's maybe visiting his brother. That could be trouble. Oh, he's at CBR right now. Yeah, that's definitely trouble, Mark. I wish you luck. Anyways, good to see you in Saskatchewan and hanging out with the family. Say hi to everybody. I haven't chatted with Curtis in a while either. We've just been so busy on the live streams with everything going on. So definitely say hi to everybody for me. Sean, good to see you as well in the chat. Definitely seeing your name a lot is a good thing as well. So what else? Question here. Hey Tom, sorry, where was it? I just missed it. They're jumping so quick here, so I just want to make sure that I catch it. But seeing anything about weather happening in Medicine Hat right now? No. We do have severe watches out to the south and a tornado watch to the southwest. However, right now the only storms are sitting here way south by basically the Montana border, just on the Alberta side. They are not sustaining as they come right off those foothills. We did have a tornado warning that has subsided, but again, there are storms possible today through this afternoon and into the evening. Our severe thunderstorm warnings, or watches I should say, are good till about midnight. The tornado watch is good till about 10 p.m. So just need to be weather aware. If you are anywhere close to these boxes, you can monitor our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel just if you do want to see what's going on. So I'm just checking if I have any comments coming in from Facebook. Doesn't look like it, so I just want to make sure that we're still good on that front. It does look like it. Why am I not seeing them in the chat though? Give me a sec here. We combine all our chats, but let me just jump in on this and see whether I've got a problem that I'm not aware of. Let's just take a look here. Okay, Facebook is good, but I'm not. Let me see here. Yeah, there's comments in it, but I'm not seeing them in the chat. That's what my concern is. So give me a sec here. Let me see if I can reload this and go from there. Hopefully the comments will make it here into the main chat so I can see them all together, because it should be there. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure making sure we're not missing them. Okay, so yeah, like I said, not a whole lot to talk about. Hail has definitely moved out of the storm that we've been tracking in northeast or east of Milk River. We are just on our latest scan here, and over the last few scans, this storm has definitely been weakening. You can see right here as it traveled across 504, it's got some pink in there, re-intensifies, bunch of pink in here, and now over the last several scans, those pink pixels have left the chat, as they say, and we are now down to just a heavy rainmaker, not a whole lot of lightning. There's only one old strike in here, so again, indicative of a storm that is dying out, as well as the other storms that you see here kind of around the Lethbridge area to the south and southeast of there. they are not looking like strong storms that are going to survive at this point. I'm going to move to the other radar around Calgary. They even look worse on those storms, but again, they can pick up. But the storm west of basically Nobleford, right over Granham, that is just moderate rain to light rain at this point. Nothing scary or exciting there. Let's take a look at our storms up by Rocky Mountain House. Those are not doing anything either. They are struggling quite a bit. So that is the story for the Alberta side of things. We are still obviously lots of daylight left. Once we get after the sun sets, once we get towards dark and the sun sets, then I start to feel better about the severe potential, because it does tend to drop off, especially in Canada, just because of where we are located on the planet. And we do lose that diurnal heating from the sun. So storms do weaken at that point. Now, if you have an ongoing storm that's really strong and large, it will take a lot longer for that to die out than a small storm when we're talking about them weakening after dark. And I just noticed here we have a new severe thunderstorm watch that just got put out around the Winnipeg area. So this just got released here. Let me pull it up. This was 18 minutes ago, and they're continuing to talk about the humid and unstable atmospheres combining with an approaching frontal system, creating conditions favorable for the development of severe thunderstorms. And it's basically this evening over the Red River Valley and slowly progress eastward towards the Whiteshell and Sprague areas. They will be moving slowly east, southeast, and are capable of producing torrential rain, which is the last thing that area of Manitoba needs. So that is not good news just on the rain aspect of it. Lots of flooding in Manitoba, and this is not going to help it wherever these storms trail over. They are going to be moving slow and unfortunately causing some flooding. So creating a risk for localized flooding, which that's what it says there, hail, strong winds, and also possible with any stronger cells that develop. So the severe watch around Winnipeg is mostly to do with torrential rain, obviously, which would induce localized overland flooding, and then possibly some hail and wind. No comments about tornadoes in that one. I'm going to just double check to see if they've updated this watch that is in the southwest corner. It still mentions the word tornadoes in this watch that is from, I guess, Winkler Highway 75 all the way west to Boissevain and to the Saskatchewan border. So that is where there's even a talk of possibly tornadoes. So we're going to keep an eye on that right now. As we look at radar, we have just basic showers, non-severe isolated showers. There's no lightning even associated with these. And let's take a look at our Minot radar. Nothing coming from the U.S. currently. There is one little cell here down southwest of Boissevain that is currently ongoing. Our radar sees it as well, so we will monitor that to see if it develops into anything. But right now, that is just a basic rain shower at this point. So not, again, from the severe side of things, definitely things are on the very low end right now as to what's ongoing. That doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. So, okay, perfect. Okay, let me jump back into the chat here, see if there's anything I can help. Dan asking about Cape Breton area. There were some storms out there. I think they were non-severe. I can pull that up real quick. There was a small storm here. Let's just see that going through. Yeah, this is basically, they were non-severe storms. They weren't even thunderstorms by the looks of it. No lightning showing on them. Heavy precip in a couple of scans here, but that's all it was. It was just heavy rain, probably the wind itself. Let's see. It hasn't updated. That radar has been down. Give me 1 second. That's old radar scan. So this radar is down. Bear with me for a second. Out on, yeah, that's why that red pill is there on the far side here. That radar is not active. I just noticed the times there. Let's take a look. So right now, these are regular rain showers. So you are getting just a broad area of rain out by Cape Breton through Nova Scotia. And what you see there is the middle of the scale is your light oranges, which is what you're seeing at peak here. Yellows, greens, and blues. It's all light rain, folks. Nothing. I'm just going to take a look at winds. There's a bit of wind in this, but this is just regular rainstorms. Nothing severe in that. So no concern for your friends out that way. And we'll switch back to Alberta and take a look at things here. And see if anything is intensifying or if it continues to die off. Yeah, if this all dies off and there's nothing happening, I mean, there's not too much point me sitting here and kind of staring at the camera. But if storms do pick up later on, we would jump back on, just as we did when the tornado warning went out. We jumped on the live stream within a few minutes. We would do basically the same idea if storms start to pick up a lot of intensity. If it's overnight, for example, at that point I will be sleeping. Usually I only carry the live streams past midnight if we've been streaming for a while and we're just walking through the event. But at that point, you know, trying to stay up to, in case something happens, we unfortunately need our sleep as well. So anyways, what else have we got on here? Seeing here. Oh, Poutine and Beer is in here. Oh, awesome. Love that name. I always, that one definitely stood out for me there. So, yeah, the train crew, I think it was a CN train crew that was stuck in the fire in Northwest Ontario. That was crazy. They were way too calm. I guess there's no point freaking out, but how calm they were was crazy. Helix, good to see you as well, all the way from Australia. So always love seeing you in the chat. So, but yeah, definitely we make this an international flavor at this point. So let me just take a look here. Oh, okay, fires are assumed to be man-made fires, so started by, which that frustrates me. Never like hearing about fires because of humans, which is vast majority of the time it's that or it's lightning. Will Lethbridge ever get a storm? Right now, it's struggling to get that storm. That's for sure. I was there last September, hung out there for a few days. I was out west visiting all my friends, storm chasing friends in Calgary, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, all across Canada. Basically, I made it almost all the way to Vancouver on a road trip, just hanging out. But I did stop in Lethbridge a couple of times and hung out there, but no storms while I was there. So what else? Oh, thank you. This makes my day. I'm so glad YouTube recommended this stream. You are awesome. That'll get you lots of places. Anyways, no, I appreciate that you like the stream. We work hard at it. We couldn't do it without our moderators, obviously, and the people that support us live streaming. We have a great team of chasers out there across Canada, and we're growing everything that we can as quickly as we can. Obviously, all the support, people subscribing, that all helps out. Donations, again, really helps us out. So thank you for that. Hitting the like button is free and easy, and that definitely gets it out to people like yourself so that it will share it with other people. So that's the best way to get the information out, and we appreciate when people do that. Okay. Chronic Dawn, yes, I'm glad to report that nothing really is going on other than we had that tornado warning, so we did jump on immediately for that, and it was only concerning for about 3 or 4 scans where we were just kind of sustaining that, but overall you can see the downtrend on these storms. I can kind of cycle this radar where you're seeing those darker reds, those pinks and purples, and now we're down to mostly just yellows with a little bit of orange. That's all indicative of storms dying out. So again, risk is definitely dropping at this point for what we have ongoing right now. But again, lots of time left in the day. So, Wheels talking about out of control fire in Nova Scotia right now. So, second one that was out of control until just earlier tonight, but it's under control now. So that's good news. Wildfires are scary stuff. I always feel horrible for the people, the animals that that are in the path of this kind of stuff. It's always a terrible situation when you're talking about wildfires. They're just they cover such a big area and they do so much damage. So, yes. So I actually saw something about this on a YouTube video where there's some birds in Australia will actually light fires so that they can, they're a predatory bird, I believe, and they will actually pick up sticks that are on fire, drop them further in the bush so that it starts a fire and scares the animals out, the small critters, and then they dive bomb them as the critters are running away, which I thought was insane. But birds can actually trigger, or not trigger, they can kind of spread the wildfire. I saw that about a month ago maybe on YouTube, and it was blew my mind that the birds would just pick up a burning twig or whatever and spread the fire so that they could cause the animals to run away from it and then go after them. So crazy. Those are the jerks of of the bird world, apparently. So right now, not a whole lot happening. The tornado warning has subsided. The storm that was tornado warned has weakened dramatically. It is now insignificant. Rain shower, no lightning on it. It is nothing burger, as they say at this point. Most of the storms around the southern portion of Alberta are nothing at this point. They don't even meet severe potential or parameters at this point. So definitely in a much better place. Just keeping an eye on a few things around the foothills. Still have some storms around Rocky Mountain House that are just sitting there trying to do something, but are failing to do so. And then we have our storms up by Fort McMurray and onto the Saskatchewan side. These are non-severe isolated storms with pockets of heavy rain. So again, not very exciting at this point. We have our eyes on in the back of our head for storms here in Manitoba and southwest Manitoba. I'm going to look at this from the U.S. radar. Right through Boissevain at this point, we have a bit of a couple of cells trying to establish themselves. Right now, moderate. They firing off a boundary. You can see that right there. So right now, moderate to light rain. We will continue to see if that picks up as this moves kind of east, and then it'll drift southeast as it makes its way out of Manitoba. And our concern, obviously, is with heavy rain. The severe watch that is out from Portage La Prairie up to where are we? Winnipeg Beach, all the way to the Ontario border, and then down south to the Minnesota border. That is basically for torrential rain if storms get going here, possibly with some hail and a little bit of wind, but that is the biggest threat they're talking about in the watch, is for torrential rain, which we know this area doesn't need any more rain at this point. So it's definitely not needed because there's been flooding throughout this whole area. Saskatchewan, obviously very saturated, and lots of areas as well. And around Edmonton, that area, northern Alberta, definitely saturated. I think June was the wettest one on record since they've started keeping records for Edmonton area. So rain has been the theme for the severe weather coverage that we have been doing this year, and that is the one common theme I've seen, is just torrential rain in areas across the board. So yes. So I'm just laughing at this comment. Pyro birds. That's definitely what I was thinking. I'm like, these guys are jerks and they just light fires because they want to get at the animals. So anyways, it was very it opened up my mind that there's some animals that can just be just straight up jerks, but yeah, definitely not what I would have thought. So Helix saying, yeah, I haven't heard that, but like I said, I mean, it was I can't remember where the documentary was. It was on an established platform. It wasn't just some random thing. And they showed it happening. These birds just picking up twigs and bringing them from the fire and literally starting more fires. So I was totally blown away by that. So anyways, what else? Rach asking, how will the smoke affect weather? So what smoke does is it acts like a blanket, and it prevents the sun from being able to properly heat the surface and destabilize the environment. So what smoke overall does is it keeps any kind of severe component to storms, if storms can get going, low. So it's a wet blanket in terms of severe weather. So anywhere you have smoke, you generally don't see any really strong storms. Overall, that's not always 100% the case, but overall, smoke will prevent storms from really getting going or even initiating, because it enhances the cap and just keeps them from trying or getting going essentially at this point. So what else? Okay, I got this. So yeah, definitely that's what you find. Every time I've over the 12 years that I've been storm chasing, anytime I've chased setups where you think you're going to have severe weather and there's any smoke involved, it always underperforms. So again, we had smoke throughout Eastern Ontario, Western Quebec a couple days ago. There was a lot of potential for severe weather, and the storms some of them were severe, but they were very much, on the low end of the severe scale. And it was because of all that smoke that was in there, and even again will prevent storms from even getting going. So that's what smoke will generally do. Obviously, it affects breathing for folks who are susceptible to that kind of stuff. Animals, horses, whatever you've got, they are not going to be happy about that. So anybody with breathing issues, that's the bad side of the smoke. But again, when it comes to severe weather, it does help in that regard. So still just basic storms here by Boissevain. Just rain, no lightning on that, but we will monitor it as well. Cool. Miranda, appreciate that. Yeah, we definitely don't need another tornado. Nobody needs that at this point. So we always like to see when those are avoided for sure, especially for people in front of it. Correct. Yes. So actually, that was one of the things I monitored on. What are we today? Thursday. I think it was Tuesday was our big setup for Ontario and Eastern Ontario, Western Quebec, and models had predicted that my place was going to get hot here south of Ottawa, and we were trending about 3 to 4 degrees cooler than what models were showing. So that, again, 100%, they will definitely keep things. And again, it's because the sun cannot penetrate as easily through that smoke, so not as much energy makes it to the surface, therefore not as much surface heating. It all kind of follows suit. So yeah, it definitely keeps things cooler for sure. Oh, Mark just coming in here from the Vancouver area saying we've got a few storms out that way. I'm just going to see what we've got. Interestingly enough, I think we're struggling with our lightning information just because possibly to do with the satellite glitches that we've been having. But right now, these are just regular showers at this point, not a whole lot going on there. They're light rain. There might be a pocket of moderate rain, but that's at most, that's what's going on. So you are pretty good at this point. So, okay, perfect. Yeah, again, not very exciting at this time, folks. So I'll monitor these storms as they continue off, but we are basically seeing things die off as they come off the foothills. The easiest way to get something to happen is turn your back, and then things always happen. That's how it goes. So still Rocky Mountain House, one little storm here trying to get going to come off the foothills, but it has not managed. That is just a rainstorm at this point at best. And then our isolated storms to the north. So very little going on. I am definitely keeping an eye on this stuff in the southwest corner of Manitoba just to see how that progresses. We're starting to get a little more pixelation of red, so that's going to be heavier precipitation at this point. Let's just take a look here. And that is the biggest kind of concern for Manitoba, is just those slow-moving rainstorms. And I'll show you what's happening here. You can see that they are not moving very quickly at this point. So we've got 1, 2, 3, kind of 4 areas of rain, and again, non-severe, no lightning at this point, according to our app, and nothing happening around Winnipeg of concern. There are isolated showers to the east of Winnipeg, but not much going on there. So, yeah. That's basically what we're at right now. I'll take a look at the rest of Saskatchewan just to see. Nothing happening there. Storm still over by Cowan Lake. This is just, again, heavy rain, no lightning on that at this point. Non-severe. This is southeast of Meadow Lake, and I'm going to assume it's moving eastward, but let me just double check. Yep. Basically moving due east almost, and continuing on. So again, southeast of Meadow Lake, just moving, and this is non-severe rainstorm at this point. So not a whole lot to chat about here. I'm going to check on the score of my nephew's football game while I'm waiting with you guys. So let me see here. Oh, Carmen, appreciate that. Thank you very much for the donation. Let me see if I can find this. I better, hopefully the volume's not too strong. I'm gonna mute it. Sorry, I'm gonna turn down that. Oh, maybe they didn't play. I know they had called the game or delayed it because of weather conditions, but it doesn't want to start up. So interesting. Oh, ha. So I didn't even miss the games. They've canceled them because of smoke. So no update in my nephew's game, unfortunately, for me. So I'm glad I'm not missing it, because I was hoping to watch it. So we'll see whether something comes out of it. Okay. So the game's postponed, unfortunately, till tomorrow morning. So I'll be able to catch it in the morning before, if we do have to live stream tomorrow. So that is good news for me, because I really want to watch. So anyways, Abstract, thanks for jumping back. Hopefully whatever food you made was good. 27 degrees in Champion, Alberta as well. So thank you for that update. We do have, when I'm watching a lot of stuff, I tend to pull it down just because it does make the screen busy, but we do have our station plots here where we can check temperatures. Brooks definitely hitting 31 there. That's a warm spot. And then where is this? 1-4. That's an interesting name of a town. 33 degrees there by the Montana border. But you can see a drastic difference as you get into the foothills where the storms were. 22 degrees there. So an 11-degree swing in that short distance near the border area. Up towards Calgary, 26, 27. And mid to upper 20s basically for a good portion of Alberta, and even up into low 30s essentially. Saskatchewan a little bit cooler, mid 20s or lower in spots, and then down by the North Dakota Minnesota border we're getting into mid 20s or almost to the 30s. So definitely some decent temperatures still out there today. And not looking too bad, but definitely things are downtrending. And when we were before we came on, Connor and I were chatting, and we were looking at a few things. And Kyle Bertain again put out some information. He's really good at the forecasting side of things. So when he talks, I listen. I always know when there's people smarter chatting about weather, and I know a good amount, but I always know that there's somebody out there that knows a little bit more, and I try to learn off them. That's basically what I'm constantly learning at this. Okay, let's look here. So these storms are now nothing at this point. There's just rain involved here, moderate, heavy till down to light rain. Obviously, as those colors go down. What else? Connor just updating me here, so. Okay, so there's quite a bit of smoke in Manitoba, so we're just going to take a look at a couple things here. I'll pull this up all the way out to Manitoba. Yeah, so we can see that here around Manitoba area. Those storms are going to be hindered. What Connor was just sending me in the chat, I'll share that with you folks. So this is zoom.earth is another good place where you can see all the smoke. But where we see the kind of grayish area between Portage La Prairie and Brandon and Winnipeg and Steinbach, Winkler, you can see that there's quite a bit of haze, and that's why they called the games in Winnipeg due to smoke. So it was a little clearer earlier, but smoke has now kind of gotten its way in there. And that is going to affect the possibility of storms around there, which is good news for those obviously in that area not wanting to see rain. This could be a good indicator for you on that southern portion of Manitoba and around the Winnipeg area as well. So we will monitor that and keep an eye on it. I'm going to see whether anything comes out of those storms. We'll probably pull the stream here unless something exciting happens. Because right now I have nothing really different to report to you folks other than what we've already covered at this point. And we do see the gray boxes, which are those special air quality warnings. They are all throughout Manitoba, and we are seeing that they are affecting obviously football games, but that warning is all the way to Brandon, just near where these storms are kind of getting going. So moving eastward, those storms probably are going to struggle, and they don't look to be getting very organized right now. They are just rain showers, which unfortunately that's the big issue for Manitoba, is the rain. Usually rain is not a problem when we're reporting on severe weather for the most part, but because the areas are so saturated, any kind of rain at this point is problematic. So just laughing about some comments in the chat here. Anyways, smoke definitely takes the fun out of everything if you're a storm chaser, for sure. Oh, cool. Thanks for stopping in, Carmen. Stay safe. I'm off to paint bee boxes now. I'll check back in. We definitely need those bees. Without bees, we as a society are doomed. So definitely love seeing people help out with that, because bee population has been in decline, and it definitely is one of those situations we need to pay attention to. Without bees, we don't get crops because they don't get pollinated, and without that, we don't have food. So. Yeah, I saw this, Brett, as well. Brandon, well in advance, basically created earthen dams around certain areas to keep the floodwaters out. They were well prepared. They handle it properly, so I did see that as well, as far as keeping the floodwaters from doing too much damage there. So. Michael, you may want to be careful. You might get more than you bargained for in southern Saskatchewan, how quiet it's been, because you guys had a busy stretch there. Saskatchewan has got, I think, 17 tornadoes for the season. Looks like if it continues, you guys might break your tornado record out there. So, yeah, it has been quiet, but you've also had a busy month or so prior. So, yeah, be careful what you wish for. So, what else? Just getting, hope something comes off the foothills and comes into Calgary area, but I think it was another bust today. Still lots of time left, but right now, the way things look, I definitely agree that storms are just not able to sustain, and they are dying off as they come out of the foothills, which is what we saw yesterday. We monitored radar for about 6 to 8 hours before we even went on the live stream, just to update people that things were downtrending and there wasn't a whole lot going on. But you know, today has that same feel, but when you, like I said, when you turn your back, that's when things start to happen. So no, Winnipeg does not have flooding today. What they have is torrential rain possibility. So if these storms do get initiated around the Winnipeg area, and it does not look like they, you know, so if they get initiated, the watch is talking about torrential rain. That area is saturated, so any torrential rain is definitely going to cause overland flooding quicker than usual. That's what they're talking about. So right now, things are good. There's no real storms there, but if something can get going, then that's what they're worried about. However, we just talked about smoke moving through that area, which does put a blanket over things and keep storms from initiating. So we'll have to keep an eye on that to see where things go from there. What else? 1 for 2 for 2 4. Come on. Yeah, I did see that, Brett. It made me laugh, the previous comment there. So yeah, Helix, thanks for jumping in as always. Appreciate when you do. Hope you are well, and we'll see you on the next one, all the way from Australia. So I got to stop using the Q word. That triggers the chat always. So anyways, what else here? I'm just looking at all the Q word comments. That's crazy. Okay. Denise asking about Edmonton for tomorrow. Right now, we can't even confirm if there is going to be a storm in Edmonton because it's too far out. We're struggling to forecast what's going to happen today. And when I say we, I'm talking about, you know, the weather community, just not seeing what's unfolding. I can take a look at outlooks. And this is for day 2 tomorrow. This was day 1 today. So you can see that this was put out based on data, but so far it is not unfolding anywhere near what we were looking at. There's still lots of daytime left. It's only 5:20 p.m. again, so it doesn't get dark till about 10. That is what they had out for today. And then now we have another area for tomorrow where they are predicting scattered thunderstorms, 110 kilometer wind gusts, 5 to 7 centimeter hail, a risk of a tornado, and then 30 to 50 millimeters of rain. Those are the high end parameters. So that's kind of your worst case scenario, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Just like today, it is not currently happening. We've had one tornado warned storm, and that was only for a few scans and then went away. Luckily, I did get reports of possibly funnel clouds, that kind of stuff happening, but nothing to the surface. So it's too hard to tell you what's going on, but you are within Edmonton. You are in the parameters tomorrow that I just read off. That could change in the morning depending how today unfolds. They will update this outlook tomorrow morning. We will put it up on our Facebook page with the latest and greatest data. I'm a skeptic about 24 to 48 hours out just because models change so much. Weather is got so many things that influence it. It's really hard to say, but this is the look for tomorrow. You can see that obviously the moderate, which is south of Calgary, down to Lethbridge and through into Montana border. Obviously a little bit lower on the scale, 100 kilometer winds, smaller hail, 3 to 6 centimeters, still a risk of a tornado, and then 30 30 to 50 millimeters of rain. But that is the outlook based on today's data. That does not mean it's going to look the same tomorrow. So we will update on that on our Facebook page as well. So. Louise, yeah, the storm by Boissevain right now is elongated, meaning a lot of rain in it, but the intensity hasn't gotten up to where we've got reds and even pinks and maybe purples. So, okay, just getting a comment from Connor that the potential is there for tomorrow, and that's the point of these outlooks, to give you guys kind of a heads up. We have to see how it unfolds, and that's why we're here to give you guys live information as it essentially is unfolding. So we're not, all of this is live data from our radar feeds from Environment Canada's radars. So again, we are looking pretty good right now, folks. I think at this point, I'm just going to double check what's going on down here. We do have some more intense rainfall happening. Lightning is starting to pick up on these storms. So if this continues to grow, Louise, they definitely could get into that severe aspect. They are not moving very quickly right now, I don't think. So let's just take a look at this. Yeah, they are moving very slowly to the east, so these are just going to be very heavy rainmakers, and unfortunately that area being saturated, that is not going to help it at all. So Slim Jimmy asking if there's anything for Stavely, Alberta. Again, right now very limited in terms of what's happening in Alberta, so let me you guys are on the southern end, I want to say. I see a lot of town. Yeah, so little storm just to your west right now. Heavy rainmaker. They are probably going to severe warn this in the next scan or two. The reason for that will be this hail that is sitting right by 527 and Willow Creek Provincial Park. We've got about 5 pixels of pink, so we're probably talking grapes to maybe up to loony-sized hail, and obviously associated with very heavy rain at this point. And I'm just going to show you that just initiated in the last couple of scans, so we'll watch that. It's still on the foothills by the looks of it based on what it's doing, but that's basically what's going on at Stavely at this point. So Amy asking about Carmen, Manitoba. So let me swing back there right now. I've said that name a million times on this stream. So you are in a severe thunderstorm watch, basically surrounded by it at this point. Again, the biggest component that they're talking about here is that these are going to be very heavy rainmakers. They are not going to be moving very quickly. And if they do, then obviously flooding and is the biggest thing. Basically overland flooding, torrential rainfall was the wording that's in that warning, and that is because this area is very saturated already, so any rain is bad news for the area. So again, we'll monitor it. If anything does get too crazy, we will update you guys. And getting thunder in Killarney, which will be right to the west of here. So Boissevain, heavy rain in here. Just going to see what the winds are very docile in these storms. Again, based on what the watch is coming out, rain was the biggest component. There may be some hail associated with it, but that is the biggest problem right now. So no problem. I'm glad to help you guys out as best as I can, just because I know how things are. So, oh, cool. Hopefully she has a safe trip. Alexis hopefully has some fun on the trip as well. Canada is a beautiful country to drive across. I've driven across it many times. I really enjoy driving, so hopefully she has good weather. And right now our biggest thing is obviously Alberta, southern Alberta and southern Manitoba essentially at this point. So cool. Okay, so Yeah, Louise, no more hail. You guys had a huge hailstorm there about a week or two ago. I remember coming through there and it was chucking probably tennis balls, maybe even larger hail at times down there near Killarney. So definitely, obviously destroyed crops. And, when you get into hail that large, it wrecks farm equipment, vehicles, livestock, unfortunately, all that kind of stuff. So, um, that is it basically. So gonna switch back to Alberta just to see what's going on here. The storms in the south, these are nothing at this point. They're not even, the severe warnings should be expired on that. So that I'm just double checking if they've expired all of them. Yes, they're all now expired, I believe. Yep. So all thunderstorm warnings are expired in Alberta. You're going to monitor this one little storm out by Stavely. That's an area where it'll cross Highway 2. It's going to be heavy on rain and also maybe a little bit of hail in there. You're probably talking, grapes to loony size at most. Here. It's interesting. I'm just looking at a picture here. We can't share it because we don't have permission to use this person's posts or media. So we don't share stuff like some platforms do. They take it from chasers. But it gives me a visual idea of what I'm looking at. Definitely a heavy rainmaker there in Manitoba. And right now, just looks like it's getting itself established at this point and could continue on based on what I'm seeing there to be just a very heavy rainmaker with maybe a little bit of hail in it. But we'll see whether that's the case at this point. So. I'm going to see if I've got eyes on that Stavely storm, so bear with me for a second. Where is Lucky Strike? So that's somewhere around here. Let me see if I can find this. Just seeing a post of Lucky Strike, Alberta. Bet you. No, no, that's not what I wanted. No, I can't find it. Lucky Strike, Alberta. See. Well, it could be this storm. It looks like this storm based on what I'm seeing on um, the image versus what I'm seeing on radar. If anybody knows where Lucky Strike, Alberta is, my mapping software doesn't know where it is. And I'm zooming in to try and find if there's anything around here, but I'm assuming it's this Stavely storm, so possibly. Anyways, okay. Let's see here. Curtis is finding it for me. Oh, that's the old storm. That's down here. I believe by Lethbridge area. Lucky Strike is going to be somewhere down here by the looks of it. Let me see here. Yeah, that'll be that storm. So, okay, that gives me an idea of what I'm looking at there on a photo. Like I said, I can't share anything, unfortunately. Shannon Bileski from Manitoba just reporting in here that the smoke is definitely an issue in the southern portion of Manitoba. Right now, we do have storms on the southwest corner. These are heavy rainmakers right now. Obviously, the darker reds are where you're going to get that heavy rain, lightning associated with it. Winds are extremely mild in this. Not a lot to talk about as far as winds are concerned. I don't think these are going to get much more in terms of the intensity of the rain. So you're just going to be in those darker reds. It could slightly get into hail, but that's we'll have to see as they mature whether that's the case right now. So, okay, let me switch back up here. I'm just going to watch this Stavely storm for a few scans just to see if it starts to weaken. The hail core definitely split up on this storm to the southwest of Stavely, so very heavy rain in this. Hail, obviously, grapes to maybe loony sized at maximum, a little bit of lightning as well. Wind, not insignificant, but very light wind on this at this time. So that is the only storm trying to act up out there. And then we have our storm that's been parked off of to the southwest of Rocky Mountain House. You can see what it's been doing here, just kind of sitting there, barely moving and just raining over 752 southwest of Rocky Mountain House. And that's just typical of storms that are kind of initiating off the foothills, essentially. So we'll see if it can move off the foothills and go from there. But right now, that is it at this point, is Manitoba southwest corner and back to here. By Stavely, that's the only severe weather that we are looking at this point for the country almost. There's no severe warnings to the north, again, through Fort McMurray, Alberta. On the northern portion of Alberta, they are just non-severe or not even thunderstorms. They're non-severe storms, isolated with some heavier pockets of rain. Same thing on the Saskatchewan side. There's obviously more of them currently on the Saskatchewan side, and I'll show you they are just moving in this general direction as we continue along here. So that is what is unfolding on the Saskatchewan side. Let me just take a look here. Still have our one little cluster here that it's parked over 55, it looks like, southeast or east of Meadow Lake. And that's just a non-severe storm, a rainmaker with heavy precipitation in it. So yeah. So Louise, I know you're saying, I got a comment here that there's now some, where did I see that? There's now some pink in the Boissevain storm. What you're looking at is we are using the US radar, and the reason I'm using it is it's closer. We're only about 3,000 feet off the ground, up to 4,000 feet roughly. If I switch to Canadian radar, which is Foxwarren, it's going to show a little bit of pink because we are at 11,000 feet. So that hail that is up in that atmosphere high up is 8,000 feet, 7,000 to 8,000 feet higher, and dropping down through the warmer air, and it obviously melts. So that is one of the reasons I'm using the US radar. It just gives me a better outlook closer to the surface. So right now, we are just talking about heavy rain, lots of lightning. Winds are, again, pretty docile in this. The problem is it's moving very slowly, so flooding is going to be the issue with this. So just going to take a look. I don't think there's definitely no severe storms anywhere here, folks. You can see that that's the eastern portion of the country. We may have rainstorms in some areas around eastern Ontario. There's absolutely nothing going on radar. Southwest Ontario as well. Sorry, there are basic showers just moving through Quebec area. That is it. So there's nothing to report out there. I believe out on Nova Scotia, we do have heavier rain through Antigonish, Port Hawkesbury, which is where we intercepted Hurricane Fiona, Connor and myself. We were in that area during that event 4 years ago, I want to say. Right now, those are non-severe rainstorms, no lightning associated with it. So, okay, I think what we're going to do here, I'm just going to watch the one storm south of Calgary, Stavely area. The hail is picking up on that. You can see the pinks are getting a little brighter. It is not moving off the foothills very much. So we will continue to watch that for a little bit. But what I think I'm going to do here is just pull the stream soon and monitor things when and if something happens that needs us to jump back on, we would jump back on. Folks, in the southwest corner of Manitoba, this is heavy rain right now, just moving very slowly. I'm going to show you what's going on here as those boundaries collided. You can see the collision of the boundaries. That is what triggered these storms. There's a boundary moving up from the south. I'll go up full screen here so you can see that screaming north, and there's another one dropping southeast, and they smashed into each other, and that's what initiated these storms. You can see it clear as day. And so right now, lots of lightning, heavy rain, but moving very slowly. So overland flooding is going to be the problem on the southern portion of Manitoba at this point. So that is the story there. And again, right now, I'm like I said, I'm going to probably pull the stream here. I'm going to wait for another scan or two on this Calgary or Stavely storm, I should say, south of Calgary. Watch what's happening there. If it does continue to need my attention, I'll stick with it. But I think at this point we'll probably just pull the plug for a bit. I can go have some dinner, and then what I'll do is monitor this, and if anything does pick up, we'll jump back on stream and walk people through it. Otherwise, we're just basically talking about rain at this point. So just going to check a couple other things. Got another comments here. Okay, I'm just going to look up here one thing. I'm just getting some messages from moderators. Yeah, so this is the storm that's going on. So I want to take a look at what social media has a look on it at this point. So looks a little disorganized on this storm, kind of a ugly split to it. And that's the storm that's on our screen. I'm just seeing some photos of it. But right now, definitely does not look very organized at this point. So we shall see. That's why I want to monitor it for the next few scans. So we're 5:35 p.m. We're about 6 minutes into our 8-minute cycle. So we'll wait a couple minutes. We'll have a new scan here. Again, still looking at probably some decent hail in this. It is in the foothills still, as you can see, where the roads start to go, no longer in straight lines, and they're all over the place. That's an indicator that you're up into the hills a little bit here. So if it comes out of the hills, actually right there, it may be just on the edge of coming out of the hills. So we'll see. We'll monitor that one. It's the only thing in town at this point on our map. Our Rocky Mountain House storm definitely still there, but that is just a heavy rainmaker. No severity to it at this time. So I'm curious why they haven't severe warned this storm with this much hail in it. That's bizarre. Not sure, but maybe they know something I don't. And that's it. And then we're watching those storms in Manitoba. So, oh, did it really? Just getting a comment here. I'm still showing tornado watch is still in effect here in the southern portion of Manitoba. It still says for 4 more hours unless something's happened that I don't have yet, but right now it's still in effect according to our software. I'll double check on the Environment Canada site just to make sure. So our software hasn't updated yet by the looks of it. So just seeing that here. Tori, it looks like just saying this tornado watch has ended for that area, and it does look like it's gone off the map. So that is good news. Curious why it's not off my map. Let me just do a reset here and see if that solves it. There you go. Problem solved. Technology, unfortunately. So Connor's just going to jump in here. I'm going to bring him in. Don't know how long we will be sticking around, but I will bring Connor into it. Bear with me for a second here. Please. See, there we go. We've got Connor. Let me get his volume working. There we go. Connor, you're in the chat. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. Oh, you're muted.
Howdy, partner.
There you go.
I've been better, but we're here. We're pushing through.
That's the name of the game sometimes. So we're just watching this Stavely storm. It looks a little disorganized on radar, and the photos I've been seeing kind of in the on social media. So it's definitely got a lot of hail in it, according to this, and a lot of rain. Only a few lightning strikes, and it's not severe warned at this point, which I find interesting. Tornado watch has been dropped. Thank you for Tori for bringing that up again. Software doesn't always work the way you want it to, but it is clear now. So our red box around the Lethbridge area is gone. And overall, it looks like things are downtrending for the most part for the Alberta area. So I'm just scanning back here. I'm going to go take a look at Manitoba and just see what these storms are doing. So they just continue to be heavy rainmakers in pockets here. I'm just going to see if there's any winds that are concerning, and they're pretty mild overall here. Again, it hasn't even barely moved east of Boissevain, coming towards Killarney. Right now, moderate to light rain in Killarney area. So again, looking pretty good at this point. So
there's also that one that southwest of Rocky Mountain House that wanted to get some red in it for a second there,
yeah.
But it's still kind of just percolating on the hills there.
Yeah, it's almost like lenticular clouds, basically just initiating off those hills there. So again, not worth paying attention to, but we will monitor this one for another couple of scans here by Stavely. Once it crosses Highway 2 down here, I tend to pay more attention to it to the north of Calgary. I'm like Highway 22 is my personal thing. That's just me, just to see where these storms are going to survive or not survive. So what else? Okay, I think we're caught up in the comments for most of the stuff here. I did have a question, and I know we missed it now that I'm thinking about it, just because there was other stuff going on. People asking about Saturday around Eastern Ontario. I think it's just going to be a rainmaker for the most part, but maybe you can chime in on that while we're waiting for our next scan here. And we're talking about Eastern Ontario, folks.
Probably morning is going to just be like regular scattered showers type of thing. It's still a little bit up in the air whether or not that showers can clear out in the afternoon. If we get a little bit of clearing, there's definitely a little bit of a higher chance for a somewhat decent line of storms. It's not looking too severe to a certain extent, but there's definitely a little bit of a risk of a thunderstorm regardless from like 3 to 8 p.m. somewhere in there.
Okay. So that's your update for kind of Eastern Ontario area on the weekend. And tomorrow again, Alberta, we are going to be more than likely. This will be day 4 that we're monitoring Alberta for severe weather. We were doing Tuesday. We did. Wednesday didn't pan out, but we did a short live stream to update folks. There were a couple of tornado warnings very late in Saskatchewan, which was I definitely was wondering what was going on there in terms of the warning. However, there was one at the north end of Saskatchewan that definitely had quite a bit of rotation on it. Looked more serious to me, but those were very late on that, and they were the only things that kind of happened that I know of anyways. But essentially yesterday, not much happened in Alberta, and the same thing today so far. Things are on the lower end of what was expected, which is always good. Stavely storm is spreading out at this point. Let's just take a look. No real winds in there. A couple of small pockets of hail, and that is it. It's a heavy rainmaker with some lightning on it. And I'm just gonna, anything on social media that looks worthwhile, Connor, as far as that Stavely storm that you're seeing?
No updates since the last one from in the chat there.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I figured. So again, right now, I think Connor's going to have a short appearance here because I'm going to probably break here and we'll grab dinner. If something does go bonkers or needs addressing, we will jump back on. Right now, non-severe storms here along the Manitoba, North Dakota border. These are heavy rainmakers, not a lot of wind in them, and obviously associated with lightning moving slowly. So this is going to be a flooding risk. That is the biggest component there. Let me just take a look around Winnipeg. East of Winnipeg, we have some showers out there. We'll see whether those are just non-severe isolated showers. One lightning strike that I see populating our software here, so nothing too crazy there as well. So that's where we're at this point. Connor, I don't know if there's anything else you want to point out. I know we're talking about tomorrow, but right now this is very much on the low end.
Yeah, I think as I put in the chat before, I think anything east of those Manitoba storms along the North Dakota border, anything east of there is probably not going to happen, simply due to wildfire smoke. I would that's a pretty safe bet, in my opinion there, for not much to happen around the Winnipeg area or inside that severe watch. Same thing goes at this point for um, southern Alberta at this point around Lethbridge. Still that one somewhat decent storm around Stavely there that's got a few pixels of pink indicating a little bit of hail, but also that one, not very windy, and environment isn't really all that great at this point um, in the evening. So, and further north, obviously that little one um, just southwest of Rocky Mountain House,
Yeah.
really struggling too. So everything's kind of on the struggle bus.
Yeah, we are definitely on the struggle bus. Just getting a question here from how's Edmonton looking for today? Right now, we have nothing happening basically around the Edmonton area. The closest storm is around Rocky Mountain House. However, this has been here for several hours, just percolating off the foothills, can't get off the foothill and establish itself. So right now, nothing happening for the Edmonton area in the foreseeable future. We still have these watches out till 10 p.m. or sorry, these are open till midnight. Let me just double check that. What time are we? We're 6 p.m. Yeah, these the severe thunderstorm watch that stretches along the foothills through Calgary down to Montana, that is out till midnight. So obviously still quite a bit of daylight left and time left for things to happen. Right now we are on the low end of it. The Stavely storm again doesn't. It is a storm. It's non-severe, and it's definitely the only strong thing around, but again, non-severe thunderstorm at this point. The winds do not look dangerous in it right now, and our last other area is down by Manitoba, folks. So we are looking very good at this point. Again, I'm going to probably end the stream here. I appreciate everybody who donated, who subscribed to the channel. If you've commented in the chat, we really appreciate all that stuff. And again, we'll jump back on. We are going to monitor this actively off stream. And if something does happen that needs our attention, we will jump back on and update folks just like we did when the tornado happening. So So yeah, we're definitely in a good spot for things considering. And one last question here from Joel. That's not what it was. It jumped up there. So Winnipeg is under a severe thunderstorm watch. Are severe storms going to fire up later today? I'm asking because I have family members that are in Winnipeg for a holiday. Right now, there's a ton of smoke through Winnipeg, which acts as a blanket and keeps storms essentially from happening or getting really intense. So the biggest thing that they had in this watch around the Winnipeg area was for storms to fire, and it would be a torrential downpour, meaning the rain component was the biggest thing they were concerned about, and that's because the area is saturated already for the last month and a bit of rain that has been coming through that area. So that was the biggest component that they spoke about in that watch. So yes, there's possibility that there are storms. We are of the belief it's still for another 12 hours in Manitoba. We are in belief that because of the smoke component that's in there that we've been talking about, that the threat is lower for that to happen. It's not saying it's not going to happen, but the threat is lower. If storms start to be an issue and they get all severe warn, we will take a look and we'll jump back on it. 12 hours from now is 6 a.m. our time. I'll probably be asleep because I have to sleep at some point, and so does Connor. But we will update you guys if we can, if things are going crazy before we go to bed. So that's kind of a rundown where things are going at this point. So we will, again, jump back on if anything does get concerning, and I'm going to just look one last time at our Stavely storm just to see if there's been an update, and we just got one, and it does not look good for the storm. It looks good for everybody else around it. Right now, the hail has all come out of it except for 1 pixel. So again, coming off the foothills, they're struggling to sustain. So still a non-severe thunderstorm at this point. So all of that is good. So fingers crossed for everybody. If something picks up, we will jump back on, and we will run another live stream and walk you through it at this point. So yeah, that's basically it, folks. Connor, anything? You good or?
We're good. I think we covered it pretty good. Sorry, folks, for not joining in a lot earlier, coming in at the end there, but hey, things happen.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Your health is more important than any live stream. So, okay, folks, again, thank you very much for people that tuned in. We appreciate all of you. And if there's anything else that happens today, we will jump back on the live stream. So we'll catch you on the next one.